Hello, welcome back to another episode of the Bad Boy Line Pod. I don't even know what episode it is now. Is it 5?
6. We're on 6 now. Yeah.
6. Lovely. Well.
Yeah. Number 6. What's going on, everybody? We have a very long overdue episode. I think we have just been running around for the last 3 weeks so much that we hadn't really had time to sit down, both of us at the same time, and do this. So here we are, 3 weeks later, episode 6 coming at you. Today we have a very fun episode. We got 30 races in the last 3 weeks to go over.
There have been lots. When you miss 2 weeks.
It's gonna be an eventful episode, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But besides the races, there's just been a lot of shit. There's been a lot of shit happening. On both of our teams, personally, I think both of our teams have gone through a lot in the last 3 weeks, and a lot of people in ski racing have gone through a lot, I would say.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get into the nitty-gritty of it all.
The interesting year keeps on getting interesting.
I know. I'm like, is every year really are they all like this? Because this is the first year I think I've really gotten into the drama just for the sake of this podcast. And I'm wondering if every year has been this interesting. I just haven't been that into it, you know?
Yeah.
Have they?
What? Sorry.
Have every year been this interesting, you think?
Oh, I think each year is different, but there's definitely been some standout moments in this year. But
some drama.
Yeah.
My favorite word.
Your favorite word. Just edging for drama.
Exactly. So I guess we'll start chronologically with the races. If you can believe it, Schladming is the first race that we haven't covered since our last episode. So
we haven't covered it.
No, we didn't.
Oh.
No, we didn't. You were about to race it the last time we did one. Remember, you were in Schladming. Yeah. So that was a super freaking fun race to watch. I personally had a great time watching it.
A very cool race. One of the coolest.
Yeah.
I think it's my favorite, I'd probably say.
Yeah. And it was GS and slalom.
Yeah, GS and slalom.
Night
GS
GS
is cool. I mean, after last year, the first year, the trial, night GS.
They're sticking with it. I think it's a good idea.
So it's doing well. It's in Schladming, so everyone's loving
you
it.
skied well, hey? You had some really good sections.
You
had some good sections, I thought.
Yeah, just lacking some intensity. But the slalom was better. The slalom came with a little bit of oomph behind it.
Yeah, but you've been skiing better slalom progressively, I feel like, as the season's gone.
Yeah.
Chamonix, you skied really well.
Yeah, I think it started in Schladming. I was skiing well with more intention, and it transferred over to Chamonix, which I was happy with, even though I didn't make the 30, but the skiing was there. Yeah. I just lost really so much at the bottom. I
actually have a question about Schladming. What happened to Liam's binding? It ripped out of his ski?
Yeah, so on the Rosignol bindings, you know how they just slide in?
Rosy slander. You're Rosy slander.
It's not slander. It's just, it's happened to me before too. That the rails, there's two plastic things on the rails of the heel piece, and it just kind of snapped off. There was a big aggressive rut. It happened to Harry Laidlaw. I got bounced around in that bump. And it just popped right off.
Liam just split his ski in half. Good for him.
Yeah. So.
But I mean, Odermatt had a freaking day on the GS. He's been. Having. I don't even know what do we say about him anymore. He's
unstoppable.
He's just good. Yeah. He's just good. But you know who I was super, super happy for? Timon Haugen.
Yeah.
That I was really happy for him. I feel like he really deserved that. And his skiing has been super impressive this season. But he was so close to podiums so many times.
I know. In the slalom, he was gunning for it.
Yeah. And I heard that was a super fun race to be at and go watch. I know a bunch of girls that went and watched, and they just had the best time. They all loved it.
It's crazy.
Did you go out after?
Yeah.
I don't know if you're. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
good.
Oh, yeah.
Because I heard
Everybody goes out after.
That's what I heard is that like after the men's slalom, literally the entire race was going out, and that's kind of fun. That sounds really fun, actually.
Awesome. There's like a bar, like a 3-story bar right in the finish, and everybody just goes there right after the race.
Like suit on, boots on.
I mean, the guys who do well, Timon, Atle, all the boys were still in their ski gear.
There was a picture of them in their suits, I think, circling around Instagram, and I'm like, can you imagine a night at the bar with the entire fucking slalom World Cup?
And then you go right there.
Yeah, that's so awesome.
It's awesome.
That's so awesome. Jeez.
Yeah, no, it's a extremely fun time, and the crowd is electric. It's electric.
Yeah.
It's one of those races.
It's like a whole sporting event.
Fueled by the fans.
Yeah.
It's dope.
Yeah. Okay, well, I was honestly jealous. I wish I was like watching or something.
The speed guys, like our speed guys were gonna train.
Oh yeah, Cam was telling us.
They were gonna train there, but the weather leading into the race was pretty warm and wet. So they decided to opt out and hightail it to Italy to go train somewhere.
So they didn't get to watch in the end?
Prior to Garmisch. No, they didn't.
Oh, that's unfortunate, actually.
Yeah.
Dang.
They were super excited.
Yeah.
Super excited.
But then they went and they did well in Garmisch, hey?
Yeah. I mean, Kyle got his first points.
I know. I was stoked for him.
Yeah.
Kyle.
Yeah.
Kyle, yes.
And Garmisch was also looking pretty grim. I mean, the girls got canceled the week after.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I figured it must have been
it's always kind of a coin flip there because it's so warm. It's so mild the entire year. And it's just one of those things.
I think Jack had Jack had a good was he in Garmisch? Jack had a recently like top 5, didn't he?
Let me fact check that real quick.
Yeah, please.
I'm not great at retaining results.
It's been so like far in the past now that I'm just like spewing shit that probably isn't true anymore. But I do know what happened in Cortina. We can go on to Cortina because I was there, so I lived through all that.
Yeah. It was Garmisch top 5.
Top 5.
He was 5th.
I was up there. I just needed a little more confidence to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, so Cortina, that was fun for the girls. Not really, but it was like it was actually a bloodbath. A lot of injuries. But I think we should first just talk about Val's downhill podium because I don't think everybody knows the reason that I don't even think people know the reason that she was in this race to begin with. I don't. You cannot make this up. She was in the race to score under 80 fist points. Really? That was why she was started. She hasn't done a downhill in 5 years, but she needed to do this race so that she could do training runs. So she needed to score under 80 fist points. That was the only goal.
Hell yeah.
She came 3rd.
Way to go, Val.
That was crazy. Yeah, way to go, Val. She actually is like a big fan of the podcast. She told me she loves it. Love that. So yeah, shout out to you, Val.
Thanks, Val.
Yeah, but then the next really unfortunate finish to that downhill podium was she was having a heater of a run in Super G, and then a really savage crash. Like it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. So in that crash, she was like one of 6 or 7 girls that had like crashes that they like didn't walk away from, you know. But in that crash, she broke her arm, dislocated her shoulder, and did her ACL. So was it her
humerus?
Yeah, like up at the top near where she dislocated her shoulder.
She had surgery, right?
She got surgery already. Yeah. So, and she actually just got surgery on her knee yesterday. Me and Britt FaceTimed her. We're in Barcelona right now. We were out having drinks. We FaceTimed Val, and she's like, right after her surgery. But she said it went really well. So
yeah, how's she doing?
She said she feels good. I mean, she had nerve blockers on her entire leg, so that's probably why she felt so good. But yeah, she said she was it all went really well. So that is the good news. But holy shit, were there a lot of crashes in Cortina.
Okay, why don't you just go over them real quick? It was Val.
Yeah, okay, so Val, Schiff, I mean, Corinne Suter didn't have a crash, but she did her ACL. Joanna Halen, ACL. Bella Wright had a pretty bad crash, but went back and raced the next day, even though she was like for sure got stitches and stuff in her face. Gizen had a pretty bad crash, actually a really bad crash. Fede crashed, but was okay. But she literally like jumped up after she crashed. She like didn't even stop moving. She like jumped to her feet to let everybody know she was okay. It was pretty funny actually. I'm okay. Yeah, she's like, don't worry guys, don't send anybody. I'm good here. But and I think that's most of them. And then Gojia just had a crash in training and is out I think for the rest of the season. So there's been a lot. I think, yeah.
How did I not know about that?
And honestly, it went like relatively under the radar because it was in training. Because it was in training that she crashed, so it went like relatively under the radar.
What was the consensus on Michaela's injury?
I don't know. I don't really know. I don't know if anybody other other than her and her physio really know, because they've been like pretty just keeping it pretty low in terms of media and stuff. But I think she wasn't back for Andorra. Maybe she'll be back for, well, I imagine she'll be back for RA because it's in like 3 or 4 weeks, so she's got time. But yeah, so I really in the end don't know what happened to her. But yeah, after Val crashed though, this was because I was racing like my whatever 3rd ever World Cup Super G or something the day that Val crashed. And I was sitting in the hospitality and I was like, because they aren't allowed to show the replay when somebody's like actually badly injured, and they weren't showing any replay or anything. And I was like sitting there, I was like, oh God. And I had like tears coming down my face. I'm like, I am not crying right now. I am definitely not crying right now. I was so scared. And yeah, that was like one of the most emotionally draining days I'd had racing probably ever. Because I was like, should I not start right now? Should I DNS? I was debating it, but
yeah, I feel like that's hard too. Doing something, I mean, I can't say for you, but like doing something you're not extremely comfortable with, and then your teammate goes down, and it's just like,
exactly. But I ended up coming 29th, so I got 2 Super G points.
2's better than none.
2 is better than none. That's a good way to look at it. But yeah, so anyways, Cortina was eventful to say the least. But what have you guys had then after you just had Chamonix, I guess?
Chamonix, and then we just got back from Bansko.
Okay, Chamonix was
a day of my life.
Yeah, I bet. So did you fly?
Yeah. We like early morning, 6 a.m. flight from Sofia to Munich to Toronto. Toronto home, and oh my God, I was tired. I'm still tired, still recovering. Jeez. But yeah, Bansko was the last race we had. And
like till finals, that's the last men's tech race. Oh no, I'm stupid.
There's Palisades, there's Aspen, and there's Kranjska.
Okay, I'm stupid. That just went right over my head. I was like, there's no way. Yeah, that went right over my head. Oh, well, that's good. That's nice. They live in North America for a little bit.
Yeah.
It'll be sweet.
Get to be somewhat close to home.
Yeah. But Chamonix was a crazy race. Can we just like circle back here? Because I still like fully haven't processed what happened there. That was crazy. Like the entire, after second run, the entire top 30 was within a second.
Yeah. It's one of those races where the morning is frozen and then it gets warm and soft. Lucas did this a few years ago in Wengen.
Yeah.
Where like just snuck in, didn't have the greatest first run, and then laid one down second run. He went 29-1. Daniel Ewell made history and went 30-1.
Danny Yule.
Yeah, and Chamonix is one of those places. It's pretty flat if you haven't been there, and when it gets ruddy, it's hard to make speed and continue.
So, dude, Jet piped the first run.
Yeah,
that was good.
Jet likes that hill.
Yeah. Also, I don't know.
Last year.
Yeah, I know he's good on that hill, but I don't know if this is like something that people are allowed to talk about. This is just my observation as a fan, as a viewer. Luke Winters was just like randomly on Fisher skis. I just observed that as a fan. I was like, those don't normally belong on your feet. I was like, what's going on?
I saw him, I don't know, we were somewhere, he was on Dynastar. Next week in Schladming, we were going to inspection. I see him, I'm like, hey, something doesn't look right here. It's like, I made the quick switch.
Good for him.
And he's enjoying it. He just needed a little bit of a change. And yeah.
Honestly, I think like two good brands. Like, it's just skiing style preference at that point. So good for him. Go Luke Winters.
Yeah,
that's sick.
So, it's funny. Like you just notice the lime green.
Well, it's pretty hard not to notice.
I know.
Yeah,
they almost glow.
Yeah, they definitely catches your eye a little bit. I'm like, that's not supposed to be there, but yeah, I was curious about that. And then at the same time, well, not really at the same time, but right before Chamonix was World Juniors. That's always a fun time of the year. Oh God, I miss going to World Juniors.
I can't say I ever flourished in World Juniors. But
same.
I only got one. I got one, and I sucked.
Oh really?
Yeah, because the next year,
you were concussed.
I did my knee. I wasn't concussed. I did my knee.
You were concussed, or you did? Oh, my bad.
And then it was Narvik, and that got canceled because of COVID.
Yeah, so that's tough. I mean, actually, I had my last year at World Juniors. Our team event cleaned up, but then I sucked in the GS, so that was just tough. But anyways, World Juniors, the Canadians, speaking of team event, put on such a good show. I mean, everybody put on a great show for that team event, but like the Canadians especially, I felt a lot of pride watching them with only 3 people too by the end, because it was
tough.
Estelle actually ended up, I saw her like the 2 days after, she ended up doing her knee, I think, which is tough.
Heard that, which is
really too bad for her. But I think she's young, fit, very capable, so she'll be back for sure. But it's tough. You never want to see somebody get hurt, especially like the team event's supposed to be fun. You don't want to see somebody get hurt. But I mean, the like Jesse and Kyle and Kendra skied really
They did well.
Like,
being one man down.
Yeah, they put on a good show, and they had the commentators just in a tizzy about the fact that they were skiing with just three athletes. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, the Canadians! God!" I'm like, yeah, the Canadians with 3 people.
Canadians.
Yes. And then honestly, there were like Pierrick Charest. He skied really well in both the tech events. I just want to give him a little shout out because, like, he's young. He's on the Quebec team, and we don't have a Devo team, so he's on the Quebec team, and he like competed with guys who are on like full like C B team national team. Like he was in there with them. He was like, he skied really well. So I just want to give him a little shout out because that was impressive, and it's hard to do when you're like in Europe. Already you're in Europe, which is a little bit like of a different scenario.
It's completely different for a North American.
Yeah. I mean, we can both speak to that. So it was impressive.
Bravo.
And then
Britt
with the win. God, that was good.
Yeah. She got redemption.
Yeah, well, I know because I mean, you can tell him she DNF'd, I guess, last year. So
yeah, I mean, I don't really know much about it. I just know she was leading, and then she went out.
You can tell him what I just said exactly.
Yeah. So.
But so then this year she came back and she won. She was leading after first run, and she kept the lead. It was so funny that because there wasn't, which we'll get into, but there wasn't a live stream. So our team was all texting on the group chat, and Laurent, our head coach, sent like a video that he took or something. And as soon as I saw the video, I was like, oh my God, Britt's going to be so pissed, because I could see she made like obviously she was still super fast, but she made a bunch of mistakes. I was like, she's going to be so pissed he sent that video. She was probably so happy that nobody saw that.
From the second run.
Yeah, from the first run.
Oh,
from the first run. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, she's skiing so fast right now that she could make a shit ton of mistakes and still be super fast.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, she just came off 14th, right? In Andorra.
Personal best.
Not a big deal.
No biggie. Yeah. So she's skiing like a boss right now. We love to see that. And then also on the guys slalom for World Juniors, there were 3 Americans in the top 10, which like as a North American skier, you feel good about that because you know that the NORAMs are like legit. There's high level there, you know?
Yeah.
I think that was just good to see.
Yeah. We the top American, we actually trained with him in Chile. Stanley.
Yeah.
And he's skiing well. I mean,
yeah. He's a tall dude.
Too. Yeah, he's a big guy.
He is very tall. He skis like a tall boy skier. Like Daniel Ewell and all those guys. He skis like that.
Yeah.
It's a very different style. Am I wrong? It's a very different style.
Well, yeah. You have to be. You got different levers.
You ski different than the tall boys. We know.
I know that. I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, and then I think the big thing that like everybody kind of held from World Juniors was the live stream issues. And I mean, already, okay, let me set the stage. Already, I went with my boyfriend. I was like helping him out that week and like helping kind of coach him and just carry his skis and stuff.
Coaching.
And already when I was like a little technician. But already when we got there, it was like very much advertised that the big event of like, or the big race of the whole event was the men's night slalom. Like they gave the men a night slalom and the girls have a day slalom, which, okay, maybe they could just do one night slalom. But I was just like, it feels kind of weird that like it's the same level. There's like, they're both racing slalom. Like you're going to make the really big event, the one that everybody should go watch, the one on all the posters, like the men's night slalom. Okay, whatever. I was like, whatever. This was like pretty easy to overlook at the time. But now looking back, I'm like, And then the live stream, that was like so messed up. They set up a live stream on the slalom hill and on the GS hill and just streamed the men's events.
Yeah. Like, it's kind of odd that they didn't, even though it was the same hill, they couldn't have just.
Well, yeah, that's like the whole thing.
It's not like they have one set of cameras.
Exactly. Like that's the whole thing. And so I don't know. It just like, it didn't obviously sit right with a lot of people, but, we saw it all like kind of take to social media, which was good because I think it like in the past, this probably would have gone super under the radar and like nobody would have said anything. But like for me, if they had just shown the slalom races as a GS skier, I'd have been like, oh, that sucks. I wish we could watch the GS. Yeah. But it's not like it's just like a discipline, you know? But if, I don't know, when they just show one gender, it kind of, I don't know. It didn't sit right with me and it didn't sit right with a lot of people, I think. So, yeah. But Charlie Guest, I don't know. Did you see Charlie Guest's letter to FIS? No, it was, I feel like you're not really on Instagram that often, but she wrote a really, really well-written letter to FIS just about like, regardless of if it was like intentional, not intentional, if it was just like an oversight, whatever it was, it just really sent a bad message. And that's exactly what she wrote. So she killed that.
That's good.
Yeah. And then that's the tea on World Juniors. But I feel like it's been discussed so much now, which makes me happy. Like I'm glad it's at least being talked about because I feel like that's something that would have been really overlooked a while ago, you know? So
yeah. At least it's out there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then that brings us to this weekend. This last weekend, no? Have we had any other races since then?
Don't think so.
My brain is in a fog right now. But this weekend. So, I mean, actually, why don't you start by talking a bit about, like, Alpine Canada put out a press release already, so it's pretty public that Liam had a pretty bad accident in Bulgaria. So do you want to kind of, I don't know, just shed some light on that whole situation? Because for sure the safety thing is
it
questionable.
was really unfortunate. One of my teammates, Liam Wallace, had a pretty nasty spill the day prior to the GS race. We were on the warm-up hill, and I don't really know if it was I don't really know whose fault it was, but there was insufficient netting on this hill where it was fairly narrow and just GS speeds. He hip slid and then got back up, got caught on his edge, and carried a lot of momentum into the woods, and he took a very large spill.
Really nasty spill.
And he had to go immediately to Sofia, which is the main city in Bulgaria. And he's stable now and he's doing much better. But it's still super scary when that happens and when you're so far kind of away. And shout out to the Austrian doctor too, because if the Austrian doctor wasn't there, that could have been a very different story.
I heard that too.
He was massive help. So we're really lucky he was there. Yeah. But it's just such a weird thing. Just because
it's not
just put up some safety. It's not. Yeah, it's C-netting. It was C-netting. If anybody knows what C-net is, it's crowd control net, which is
it's like you make a start corral with that.
It's a little bit above hip height, very thin, and it will not stop a moving body.
And like this isn't on like a free ski run. This is on the run that you set gates on to do. Like you're not just free skiing and getting unlucky. Like
no, there was 2 courses and 2 courses only. Training there was nowhere to free ski anywhere, and it was strictly set up for training. And even the next day, I was kind of shocked. The C-net was still there. They double netted it in front of the T-bar towers. So there's T-bar towers that run right next to the run. So they double netted the T-bars, but they didn't really put any nets where.
That's just like, there are things that we can't control in this sport. We all know that. There's like obviously inevitable risk. Yeah. But B-net is something we can control. And coming from like, especially as BC kids, I feel like we have rolled millions of nets in our lives, and like it sucks, but it's better to have it.
It's different going to like Europe, coming from North America, where we're so, I wouldn't say they're not based on safety, but it's just sometimes
we're like, we
prepare
for absolute worst.
You're not allowed to train on a run unless it's double B netted or like you check all of the boxes. And it's different going overseas.
And like it's I don't know. I feel like it's this case scenario where 95% of the time or 99% of the time, either like it's fine, it's not an issue because like nobody's crashing, but then like if Liam's the 1%, that's a 1% that shouldn't, like you should never have that 1% risk, if he's the 1% there, because that's really scary. Like and I'm sure for you guys as teammates, that was just like you're training on that exact same run, like you're doing the same shit, it's scary. Ugh.
I mean,
anyways, we're sending lots of love to Liam and his whole family.
He's currently
right now.
Doing much better in Bansko. Not in Bansko, in Sofia.
He's still there. Yeah,
his dad's there with him, and
good.
Yeah, it's looking better. So, but I mean, super unfortunate, and feel super bad for him.
That is scary.
Yeah.
So yeah. And then I mean, we can get into the race now too.
And then I mean, the GS was a beautiful day. Yeah. Honestly, the conditions it was weird. Bansko,
it looked kind of funky. I couldn't get a grip.
It's super dry. So the top was hero-esque, big crystal hero snow, and then the pitch was slick, grippy ice.
Really?
That doesn't even make sense, slick, grippy, but it was, and it was really tough to ski. And then when you got to the bottom, it changed back to that hero snow. And
you were really fast though at the top. You had the 10th fastest time, I think, in the top section.
Yeah, it was. I felt good up top, and then I really struggled coming down the pitch, just adapting to that snow change. And that's a place where that pitch is pretty steep, and that TV doesn't really do it anything.
Dang. The TVs never do.
No.
People think we're like little bitches because we like honestly.
I know.
Because we're like, oh my god, this is so scary. But like, trust me, when you're on it versus when you see it on TV, very different situation.
It's very different. And but yeah, that GS hill is really cool.
Yeah. They did a World Juniors there. They didn't send anybody for Canada that year. Yeah. But they did a World Juniors there.
Yeah, no, it was a cool race. And then the weather came in, and it was kind of a shit show. The slalom.
Yikes.
The snow was good. It was definitely dished out, but it was just raining, which was the biggest problem.
So hard. Raining so hard.
And they would wipe the camera. It came in sheets. It was super windy too. So it would just all of a sudden it would be pouring and then kind of come off slosh. And then just in and out. So they ran the top 30, and then there was like a 20-minute hold. And I guess
it got worse. I heard 20 minutes. They're like, let's wait out the rain.
We were in the start waiting, and everybody's talking, and they were like, okay, we're gonna wait another 10 minutes. It's gonna clear up. And we're like, okay.
Famous last words.
Funnily enough, it did clear up for 5 minutes, and then the rain came right back. So they did can the race, which is too bad because they can't make it up. And
it sucks. I think it sucks in somewhere like Bulgaria, especially where they get one race a year. There were a lot of people there, like excited to watch and stuff. It sucks for the fans too.
Yeah, but
just a bummer.
But I got to give props for props too. They had the best hospitality.
Really? In Andorra too, they had the best hospitality.
I felt like a celebrity. It was an elevated kind of VIP was below us. We were on top. We had a glass view of the entire race. It was loungy.
Oh my god.
Really nice. There was bean bags.
The kings. You guys were the kings of Bulgaria.
Yeah. That was nice.
Dang. For anybody that doesn't know what hospitality is, by the way, because I didn't know what hospitality was before I did World Cup, they give us like a special lodge just for the athletes with like free food and like snacks and like
it's just somewhere to go,
like just an area.
Because a lot of places are pretty remote and there's nowhere for athletes to go in between runs or prior, so it's somewhere to go relax, warm up, do what you need to do prior to your race, and kind of just get focused.
Dang, that's awesome.
So I think that was a treat. I was happy with that.
What kind of did they have like little snacks that you could take away too?
Yeah, they had snacks.
Do you load up before you leave hospitality? That's what our team does. We load up.
No, I
Powerades.
Powerades. I've never seen a Powerade.
Oh, we had Powerade. Powerade, granola bars, dried mango.
In Andorra?
We had that all in Andorra. Andorra does their shit right.
Is that why AJ's mouth was all blue?
Yeah. That was so funny.
Go Powerade.
I think she had like 3 blue Powerades in the hospitality.
That's so awesome.
Went right with the head color scheme though. It was perfect. But so I guess into Andorra, that was like, first of all, I love Andorra. It's awesome there. It's cool. Awesome. I get why they do World Cup finals because they do a great hill preparation. Everybody there loves ski racing. It's like everything's very professional. It's great. I had a great experience. I would go back a million times over. The hospitality was awesome. And then into the race, it actually snowed like half a foot the night before the race. Really? So they definitely had their work cut out for them. But it was really good. Like the GS snow was really good. I had some issues skiing, but issues that were not like the
Issues aside.
more in, yeah, issues aside, it was good. I don't know, the top 30, which is nice. It just feels good to. I mean, I've been hip sliding a lot in second runs in my career. It seems like pretty often. So it was nice to actually like I hip slid, almost went out, didn't go out. So that was good, I guess. And then AJ podiumed in GS. AJ and Alice, who, like, in terms of people that I hang out with, like AJ and Alice are definitely two of my better friends on the circuit. So to see them podium together was like pretty freaking sick.
Pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
That's
and
awesome.
Like, yeah, just like also, and I said this last time, AJ podium too, but also to see somebody that like she's a year older than me. We did NORAMs together since like I was first year FIS. Like I've seen her progress through everything. So like to see somebody progress through all the steps and be exactly where you were and like make it all the way up the staircase, you know, I don't know, it's very inspiring in a lot of ways.
It is.
AJ, you're such an inspiration. That blue tongue.
The blue tongue. That was my favorite.
Yeah. Yeah, that was so good. That's like her personality in a nutshell right there. That was good. And then Britt had her season's best, 14th. That was sweet. Yeah, the GS was a good overall decent day, I would say.
Yeah.
Mid. I was ready to shoot myself when I hip slid on the second run, but I got over it. It's okay. Yeah, and then the slalom was pretty eventful too.
Did it? There was some precipitation. Was it frozen?
Yeah, it was the
not frozen.
The snow.
No, the.
It was snowing.
Okay.
Snowing. Yeah, maybe like lightly raining at some points, but snowing.
Okay.
And yeah, the slalom, apparently the snow was really good too. So that was good that like even with all the weather shit, they were able to pull it off. And then Paula podiumed in the slalom and Zrinka. Hell yeah, Zrinka.
Another train.
She honestly,
to the moon.
Yeah, she is such a like she is so chill, such a normal human being.
Yeah. Like
she's 2004 or something, super young, so chill, such a normal person. So you also, I don't know, it's just nice to see like your friends podium, I guess. Yeah. You're always like, always makes it a little more fun. But so yeah, Zrinka and Paula, that was awesome.
And Allie, 7th.
And Allie, 7th. Allie, honestly, Allie is skiing like a boss right now. Like all the girls are skiing pretty well, I would say. Like in training, it's going all pretty well. But Allie, like, she definitely was there to play this weekend. So that was good to see. Yeah. Because I think after Yasna, we were all like a little bit like confused on just exactly what we were doing in this sport. But
it happens. That comes and goes. It's part of sport. Part of sport.
Exactly. So yeah, it was good to see Allie in there. Yeah. And that is all for the races. Yeah, it's been a whirlwind. It's been a whirlwind. There isn't a D on that word.
No,
it's been a whirlwind the last little bit, but glad we finally got to talk.
What do you guys got coming up next now?
Me and Britt are gonna race San Pellegrino Super G's, and then Ari, and then NORAM finals. Yeah, are you going to NORAM finals?
Yeah.
Woo-hoo.
Panorama.
Yeah, couldn't miss it.
I love Panorama.
Could not miss it.
It's such a great time.
Best place to be in the spring, I swear.
Yeah, it is.
They don't even pay me to say that. I say that all on my own.
Yeah. Rep the home hell.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, no, I think we're going.
Yeah. And you got Tahoe coming up?
Yeah, I don't know the exact date, I gotta be honest.
When you fly there?
Well, we'll go to Banff and we'll train at Norquay. I've said Nikiska for the last week because I get them confused. But we're going to Norquay and we're gonna do some slalom there.
Oh,
maybe yes, I don't know.
Oh, they have a good slalom, like Rob's run. Yeah, they have a very solid.
The other one on the back.
Rob's run's steep. It was really hard when I was in U12.
we're not going to do that one. We're doing the one on the back. I don't know the name of it.
Okay, the further over.
Yeah. That's also it's a good hill.
Yeah.
It's a great hill.
Yeah, I've raced on that one before too. Nice. Oh my God, you know what we almost just forgot about? Kildare. That little article that just came out about Kildare. I mean, I think you actually fully read it. Yeah. I didn't.
Well, I think it's interesting.
Tell the people what's going on.
He came out yesterday, I think, and he was talking about how he doesn't want to return to the sport unless there are some changes in the Norwegian.
He's not the first Norwegian athlete to say that,
which is interesting because there's already been one that has said that. So obviously,
very publicly
have to change.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I mean, you don't want to lose. You have two athletes that were winning races. You've lost one. Well, okay, there's more athletes that are winning races,
two not world champions, but overall winners.
Yeah. Like globe winners. Yeah. And you've lost one. Okay, so let's count our losses there. You've lost one. Do we really is it really worth whoever or whatever is happening in the Norwegian Federation to lose another?
Yeah. I don't know.
But that just blows my mind that they it would really be that it's a federation for ski racers.
So, yeah.
Yeah. It's for ski racers and you're losing the ski racers. So something obviously needs to change. But yeah.
I mean, there's ski racing media did a post about it if you want to go indulge.
Yeah. Because I don't think either of us probably read it fully. So read it fully, learn the facts. We're just spewing shit right now.
But yeah, it's another interesting thing to come out this year. So it's already a very interesting season.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Also, I did not understand the extent of his injury. His leg was almost sliced off.
His leg looked like a freshly butchered cow.
I could not stop looking at that picture. I know. I just was like, whoa.
I was so intrigued.
That is a muscle. That is a live muscle.
It was crazy. And they did a great job sewing that thing back up.
Yeah.
I mean, he's with the best doctors, so obviously but
yeah, for sure.
Still.
But if you want a jump scare, go check that out on his Instagram. It is trigger warning on
my dad. I talked to my dad the next day and he was like, because he put it on his fourth slide and there's no way my dad reads his caption.
Yeah.
And he just starts sliding and he hates Gore. He's like, fuck. What the hell is that? I could have used a warning. I was like, there was a warning in the caption.
It is probably one of those things too where you have to say where you have to accept. Yeah, or that you have to accept see this post anyways, some content, and he was probably like, it can't be that bad. That's hilarious.
He's lucky as well.
Good stuff. But yeah. Well, I know. Well, I'm really I'm hoping that everybody that got injured this season is doing okay, man. That's been a lot of people, and I don't know. You just hate to see it. A lot of
people. I mean.
So if you're listening, if you're one of those people that are injured and you're so bored that you stumbled upon our podcast and you're listening, we're sending you guys love.
Yeah. Heal up. I mean, there's been so many.
Yeah. Oh God.
It's just one of those seasons.
It is. It really is. But anyways, I think that's pretty much everything from two of us for these last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You can don't forget to follow us on Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube. You can follow us on TikTok. Again, our TikTok has 6 followers.
The Bad Boy Line. Is it the Bad Boy Line or Bad Boy? Line.
I don't know. Let me look. I don't freaking know. Oh God. It is at Bad Boy Line Pod.
Bad Boy. Okay.
Just Bad Boy Line Pod. go follow us. And we are available on Spotify, Apple Music. Make sure to follow us. Give us a little like rating, or I don't know what they ask you to do, but just help us out a little. Yeah. Thank you guys for listening again.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Glad Appreciate we could keep y'all entertained a little bit. And yeah, we will be back next week for sure. For sure, we're going to be a little bit more up to date on things now. So
give the people
thanks
what they
for
want.
tuning in. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
All right. That's all from us.
Thanks, guys.
Peace.